1051.
Good morning, everybody. It's the Breakfast Club. DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God, and we have a special guest in the building.
Yes,
That's right.
I call her Sugar Night.
Sugar Night.
Deb Antney.
Deb Antney. Good morning, Mama.
Good morning.
How is everything?
Great. I knew you was going to start, too.
Queen's own. Deb Antney, of course, is Waka Flockas' mom. She's been known to manage everybody from French Montana, Nicki Minaj, Gucci Mane, and a host of others. We first heard from you from Gucci Mane. So how did you get your start in the industry?
I don't think my start came from Gucci Mane.
What is start?
I mean, I've been in the industry for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the start came from you guys hearing because it started from all the drama.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really a behind-the-scenes person. So my days probably started maybe even before you might have been born.
Probably was.
Okay, so it goes back to Run DMC in them days.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been in here for quite a while, and it started out with charity.
Mm-hmm.
And you and your brother, I know your brother, and he's also in the music industry as well. And I think that's how I first knew who you were, because he was an A&R at Def Jam at the time, right?
Talking about Bimmy, right?
Bimmy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about how you started doing management and made that transition.
Management, I started doing March 4th, 1981, the first day I gave birth to my first son. So that's management 101 right there.
Right.
So that started then.
Mm-hmm.
And then you decided to leave Queens and you moved to Atlanta. Why did you move to Atlanta?
To get away. Actually, I left after the death of my son's father. I just kind of got sick of New York, and I wanted to give my sons the opportunity somewhere different.
So you moved to Atlanta.
Yeah, we just moved on. Yeah.
So you moved to Atlanta for a fresh start. And then how did you meet Gucci?
I met Gucci. Someone came to me. Actually, I met Gucci. I was really supposed to be doing community service with Gucci. And when I went to Georgia, I didn't want to do nothing with the music industry.
You were a social worker.
Yeah, I didn't want to do anything with music once I left from New York. I said I was done with it. I couldn't handle so much drama with music industry,
right.
So when someone came to me to ask for some help with him, it was only supposed to be for community service to help him with that case, the murder case.
Right.
And remember I was telling Chris, I was going to help him. But when I went in and see what was going on with him, he had asked me to come in and fully help him and get him out of the situation that he was in. And I had to think about it. And he kept begging me, kept calling me every morning, help me.
Gucci.
Yes. And there was people like, yo, if you deal with him, we not messing with you no more. That's it. We not going to touch it. And then my niece said, Aunt Debbie, do it. Don't let people tell you don't do it. Help him. And then I asked him, I said, is this what you really want to do? And he just kept saying, yeah. I said, well, the only way I'm going to help you, I got to bring you back home. I said, because I ain't going to be able to do nothing for you here in Georgia. Okay? Ain't nobody going to touch you here. We got to go home. And I brought him back here.
You brought Gucci to New York?
New York is who really broke him.
Okay.
Let the truth be known. It was New York.
So you brought Gucci to New York?
Brought him here, talked to Teddy, and sat down with Jimmy Hinchman, and the rest was history.
So now you got Gucci popping out. The first thing, Gucci kind of bipolar. Would you say that?
No. She knows him. We don't know him. He's a person. I don't think moody and bipolar are the same thing.
Okay.
I don't find Gucci bipolar. I find him just scary in general.
Why you find him scary?
Because he just seems like the type of person that you should not play with. You ever been on a safari and you're riding in a Jeep and they tell you keep your hands and feet inside the Jeep so the lions don't bite you?
I think that you guys have a lot to be responsible, not you personally, but the people are responsible for a lot of that. Call me bipolar too, if that's the case, But people are responsible for a lot of that stuff. So if you portray people in this manner, then they're going to come out with that. You understand? Everybody got issues. And I think that people need to look at the situation at hand of what happened. And he went through a lot of changes behind that. That wasn't really nice what he did. And behind closed doors, he went through a lot of issues behind taking somebody's life.
Right.
But because people glorified that, and of course, quote unquote, if we take somebody's life, you become the man. You're it. Whoever it is, whatever you do, unfortunately, society glorifies drama. And it makes you bigger than whatever you are, and you just glorify that kind of stuff. And the media make such a big issue out of this stuff, it puts stigmas on you. You know, it bothers you. So it has you doing all kind of things like way out stuff. I was the same way, snapping at everybody. I don't take nobody's stuff anyway. You ain't gonna say whatever you want to say to me regardless, okay? But it'll have you snapping a little bit more anyway. It'll put you in a defensive mode, period. And you'd want to call somebody crazy. Well, I'm gonna call you crazy because you'll say whatever you want to say too, but what does that make you? You understand what I'm saying? So I think everybody in their own ways have their own issues. You know,
I don't think it was that one isolated incident.
It's not just that. It is several things. But also when you place substances in your body, ain't no telling how you might act.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So call it what it may be. There's a whole bunch of people that walk around like that. And he's a beautiful person. Like, honestly, he really is. Like, I got a lot of love for him. You know, I know him a different way from what the world know him by. I know Ray J Davis. I know him, not who you know and who you see, but I know that other person.
How hard is it for you when him and Waka are going back and forth and you see the problems they're having on Twitter and personally? Do you step in and say, okay, you know what, as somebody that knows both of you, my son, and somebody that I've been very involved with his career from the beginning, how do I resolve the situation, or do you let them hash it out?
I spoke to him, and I speak to Waka. I think that, you know, for me, and just like I said to him, it drew the line for me when it went to Twitter. You know, like in the house when they argue, when they go through stuff like that, that's there. Right. You know, that's in the house. But when it went to Twitter, it crossed lines. It's like, it's cool, like when all you guys, you know, and I'm not personalizing you and pointing fingers. Like, I don't care when all you guys and everybody else say stuff. I don't really care about that. But when it personally comes out your mouth, it's problematic then. Now you violate it. That's when it becomes a problem. That it should have never happened. No matter whatever happened, the world could assume anything that they want to know. They can assume anything, but it can never, ever be validated. Right. You can assume anything. You could talk all you want to talk. You can hear all the gossip you want to hear, but it should have never, ever been validated. Right. That's a violation.
It seemed like he did kind of want to take it back after he did it.
It's a violation. It should never, ever happen.
Can it be fixed?
It is nothing ever that you can sit here and say to me. You could tell me 100 things that he said about me. You could tell me anything that you want. You will not make me sit here and say nothing negative about him. Never. It will go to my grave with me. Right. Never. Anybody I've ever dealt with, you're never, ever going to make me sit here and say nothing negative about them. To talk about them is to talk about me.
Can it be fixed, though? Is it fixed?
Anything can be fixed. Anything is fixable.
Is it fixed now?
It's just a matter of it stays in place.
Now, a lot of people feel like the formula to break in this business is I'm going to go get with Deb Antney. You know, she's going to take me under her wing, and she's going to help me kind of get on. And that was kind of what was happening with Rashida from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta at first. When we saw you on the show, she was trying to figure out, what can I do with my career? Let me go to Deb, because it seems like you're the one that's like the fixer-upper for people. You know, they have their buzz going, and then they're like, okay, I got to take it to the next level. I need to sit down with Deb.
Let's go find a sucker.
It seems like Deb creates the buzz.
Let's go find a sucker.
Yeah, but you know, I'm sure they don't say let's go find a sucker there. But so I mean, with Nicki Minaj and French Montana, it seems like you helped their careers, broke them.
They come to you, you create the buzz, and then once they get to a certain point, they go on to someone else.
See, for me to sit here and discuss the situation, especially with Nicki, like, just to kind of clarify things, like, you guys got that picture wrong. And
you and Nicki still cool.
Are we? Yeah. That's my baby. Like, hands down. That's the daughter that I've never had. Right. Okay? I love Nicki to death. Like, nobody is going to ever tell me anything about Nicki. You cannot say anything to me about Nicki.
I even heard once you were the one who told her you're a pop artist.
Okay, it's my baby. You know, let her know she could sing, because that's what she loved to do. She loved to sing, you know, and setting records straight. Even while we on that, I have no problems with Puffy. Puffy did not take Nicki away from me. I have no beefs with Nicki. Puffy did nothing wrong to me with French Montana. I want to set that straight, okay? That crew, Bad Boys and Interscope, were two of the best labels that I've ever worked with. I would recommend anybody to work with them. The labels had nothing to do with nothing. So, you know, for all the rumors and stuff that I hear, it's ridiculous what people will go around and say. I just happen to not. I don't feel like I have to justify anything to anybody. Like, you're not that important to me. That I have to sit there and go back and forth at it with people. You're not important. That's like a waste of time to me. You know, that's why I don't do a lot of this. I don't do a lot of interviews. I don't do all this kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. I have fun, like, at times. Sometimes when I listen to stuff that people say, or if somebody calls me, it's like, yo, guess what they just said? It's funny.
But how do you decide who you want to work with? When these new artists come to you and they're like, Deb, you know, I really feel like I could do this. And
yeah, because Frenchie said he brought you Nicki, and he said he brought you
French.
Frenchie needs media training. I said, like, yo, if I'm gonna punch my computer that day, that's my cousin. Shout out Frenchie. I love you, baby.
Did you call him after the interview like, man, listen, no more media for you, okay?
We not gonna go there. He just like blame me, but you know it ain't his fault. You know, I mean, French did talk to him, but, and I don't take nobody's checks. Like, I seen you and going on, and I seen y'all with the French. French Ben had his name, so little Frenchie got his name from his father, you know, from Big Frenchie. That came from it. And French Montana Ben had his damn name. You know, and that was my house, so we gonna clear that stuff up. Like,
so you wasn't Gucci and Prince
that's
living
my
with
house.
you? Yeah, okay.
So it's like, you know, let's get that kind of stuff. Like, I'm like, damn, you telling people this stuff, like, this is gonna go with everybody. Well, we ain't gonna go there. That's fine. He need media training. We gonna take care of that. And that's all good. But, you know, shout out to him, poor baby.
But how,
you know,
how do you
bless his
decide
heart.
who you want to work with when artists come to you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it a feeling you get?
Yeah, is it a feeling?
Yeah. Yeah. And I like underdogs. Like, I really, really like underdogs. And I love doing what you say I can't do.
Right.
I love that. I get off on that.
So who you got next?
Rima Major. It's my baby. That's my new baby. Rima came to me when she was 14 at first, but I was too heavy into Nicki at the time. And I didn't get into that. I don't like taking two of the same people at the same time. It's like a little conflict you go through then. Sugar Shane, T. Wayne, Linda Halimi. Those are my new.
That's your new roster.
Now you said controversy. Now a lot of the artists you had heavy controversy, like with Gucci Mane.
I'm talking about between each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you
with
jumped
each other.
into the mix when Gucci was on fire with Jeezy. You know, French Montana, you jumped into the mix.
You got to understand. Listen, outside the family, it's different.
She's talking about controversy
I'm talking
within
about
the people that she works
Okay.
with.
I can't do two of the same people.
Right. Because then there's
They do the same-
opportunities that you
yeah.
got to figure out who's going to get this.
Yeah, they'll have, like, my babies are very territorial with me. That's the biggest problem. They become very territorial. They're spoiled.
Right. Now I meant when you pick these artists to manage or to work with, that never bothers you, their problems and their beefs? Because, you know, Gucci, of course, had beef. French had beefs. And, you know, Nicki had beefs at the time. And you never worried about that? I might be banned from the industry. I might be barred. You just like, I don't give a...
I was blackballed. You know that. Don't play like you don't know what was going on. You know that everybody was playing their little games. But, you know, you're not going to blackball me. You know, they better check my records. Like, that's not happening. I'm going to do me. You're not stopping me. And it was fun, you know. While everybody was trying to stop me from doing one thing, I kept popping up with something different. You're not going to stop me. I'm going to do what I do. You cannot stop me from doing what I do with no help, with nobody. No investors, nobody helping me. Nobody came and did nothing for me. Nobody came and opened no doors. You try to slam doors, and I'm going to kick them open. I don't need their doors. I don't need these buildings. I am a building. That's it. As simple as that.
There was a period of time when it seemed like you were very disenchanted with the music industry, and it seemed like you didn't even want to do it anymore. From some interviews that I read that you've done, it was like you were just over it. You couldn't take it anymore. It was too fake for you.
Let me tell you this. It's not the music industry itself. It's the people, okay? It's coming out of the buildings. It's coming away from that. And now reinventing me. That's what it's about. Just reinventing me and coming up with a whole nother platform that I could do what I could do. You know, because it was very aggravating. So here, one, I was very fed up with this city. This is my city, okay? I don't come from Atlanta. I was born in Queens General Hospital. When I went to Atlanta, I was grown with 5 kids. This was my city. I popped off 2 of the biggest artists here in this city, and this city turned on me. And this was the city I was trying to put back on. And they turned on me.
Who were the artists?
French Montana and Nicki Minaj.
Oh, got you. Okay.
I remember French said the formula, he followed Nicki's formula. He saw Nicki go to Deb, then she went out to Atlanta, and French kind of did the same thing. He went to Deb, and then he said that himself personally.
Okay, and it's like, this was it. And this is what I told them, that this is done for the city. This is what you have to do this for the city. Okay, and they was to bring other people out. But then my city flipped on me.
How they flip?
Talked. You know, talk was here too. That's what happened. And I'm real with that. Like, I don't bite my tongue. But all the gossip that was done and the things that was said about me, I think I became the biggest thief ever. I don't think I'd have stole so much from a bunch of broke-ass people that came to me with nothing, but I took so much. You know, but nobody called Dr. Phil and got me no goddamn help. Damn. You know, nobody thought about getting me any help, but yet I bought y'all so much stuff. I put your city back on for a second. And nobody thought about, damn, could we reach out and get us some help? Like, she's a klepto. Maybe we need to get us some help.
Debbie wasn't no damn klepto.
Let everybody tell it. Like, I mean, it was so much stuff going on.
I never heard that about you.
No, I know. The only allegations I heard was about touring, and they said that whatever.
I heard French owed you money.
Well, we ain't going through that. That's a whole nother story.
You and French cool now?
I love French. We ain't never not been cool. So it's according to whatever you say is cool and not cool. I'm cool with everybody. So it's just according to what you're saying on a personal business.
Business.
Like,
but personal, y'all cool, but business is...
Business, he signed to me still to this day.
Got you.
That's my artist. Next.
I love the way Deb thinks, man.
Listen, we all need a Debra Antney sitting on our shoulder, okay?
Deb, you want to manage the Breakfast Club over here? No.
I have my own Breakfast Club, B100, radio, independent artists. That's the way to go. I'm doing nothing but working with independent artists now. That's just it. So now I get to do my own platform and I get to show. So since I don't know what I'm doing, and people say that, you know, even though I've had all these artists and I've done these things, so now I'm going to show you and pay attention to me from scratch. What manager out there did the things that I did? With nothing. Nobody standing behind me. No one standing behind me. Who was behind me?
Would you be willing to partner up with somebody, or is it something that you want to do?
I'll work with anybody. I'll work with the Pope if he'd work with me. But I'll work with anybody. I'm not hard to work with, regardless of what everybody say. It's like, if I flip on you, you flipped on yourself first. And that's real. I'll work with anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. It's not about me. You understand what I'm saying? It's about doing this work. I get off on this. You understand? It's like one person bores the crap out of me. Once I do that, I like gatekeepers. I like that. So I can get this stuff popping, pass it over to you. We get on the phone, we talk about it. I can say, I don't like that, and put something else up in there. Do that, jump to the next person. I got ADHD.
Was Flocka a pleasant surprise for you? Or did you know like he was going to get into the rap game?
Waka was not supposed to rap at all. He's not a rapper. Gotcha. And he's real when he say that. But, you know, I'm grateful for him because he came and took my back. Gucci kept going to jail. He was in trouble. We was in trouble. Honestly, we was in trouble. And we was falling. He had no choice but to jump out there and do what he did. There was nothing there for us. We was done. Oven baked done. And he went to the studio. Of course, the first record he bought me, he was pissed, and he'll say it to this day. My mother didn't believe in me.
What record was it? Nothing we heard of?
Damn Dres and Gold, I'm from down south. Okay. And he bought the record. I said, you ain't from no damn down south. And what the hell is this? Right? When he came, he's like, Mom, you gotta hear this, you gotta hear this. And he put it in, and I was laying in my bed, and I was turned over, and he played this, Dres and Gold, I'm from down south. Dres and Gold, I'm from down south. I rolled up, I was like, what the hell? I bust out laughing. Yo, I was dead ass wrong, okay? But he was pissed off at me. He'll tell you right, my mother didn't believe in me. She didn't believe in me when I did this. I didn't. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you because Waka's a comedian. He's a jokester.
He's entertaining.
He's a jokester. And I was like, what? But he took me to the club, right? Yo, this is so crazy. I went down to this little box. And I'm looking at all these people's little dreads look like little beady beads, right? And people down there just going crazy, like a little damn sweat box. I'm like squished up and smoke-filled room. I'm looking at all these kids and they going crazy up in there. I'm still not feeling it, you know, and I'm looking like, there ain't no damn record to me still. It wasn't a record.
Right.
He came back in the room. He said, Mom. I was turned over, like, about to start snoring because I was not trying to hear what he was bringing in there because I just didn't feel like he was going to do this. And lo and behold, he played.
Oh, let's do it.
My money up. And he really did it.
Right.
He was pissed off. So this was a record he was pissed about, right? And he came in there, and I rolled over. I said, God damn, jackpot. I jumped up out the bed. I said, oh, he was like, he hurried up, took it. I said, give me that damn record. Right, he took it out the thing. He was happy because he just see my reaction to it. Right. I was like, I got a fuck on Jeep. I said, God damn, Walk got a record. Boy, we get ready to go to work. Walk got a record. I was so excited. Right. We had a record. Yeah. That was a record. I knew that was a record. He was pissed off. He was mad. That record was out of anger that he did because that really happened.
Right.
So did you tell him make another one and then he came with Hard in the Paint and everything else?
He was mad. He was mad. So every time he got angry, he made a record. Pissed his ass off.
Pissed his ass off.
Yeah. And then when people started going at Gucci, he was mad. Like he was pissed off. And Waka he was bringing the records. He was bringing them in then. I said, damn, the boy, he's going in a little bit. Right. But it wasn't about him rapping. It was to save us. So Gucci was locked up. Gucci was not here. Waka ain't never want to be no rapper. That was Gucci just hanging out. And really what it was, Waka, I was so scared. Like, I could not sleep at night with Waka in the streets. Waka was buck-ass wild. And I was like, Gooch, you got to take Waka out. Let Waka run on the road with you so I'll know where he's at. I need to know where Waka's at. And that's really what it was. Gooch would take Waka out with him so we keep Waka off the street. And
that's crazy. You get Gucci Mane and try to keep somebody else out of trouble.
Well, actually what it was is I could take care of Gucci and Waka at the same time. They would watch each other.
Right, they're together.
They was together. And it was like, whew, I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. Because I was really like rolling with Gucci. I was like Gucci security too. Like, so I have both of them in one spot. And it was like great for me. I don't have to worry. And they really did take care of each other.
Right.
They really did look out. And they used to fight like...
We heard they used to fight.
Yeah, Frenchie told us.
Frenchie told us they used to lock in a room and fight.
Yo, I would kick them out my house, yo. Literally. Get out my house, and I would come downstairs. I ain't gonna tell y'all how. And it would be some stuff that I would be ready to go in it with them. Like, it was crazy.
Frenchie told us. Frenchie said that they would wrestle and knock things over, and then later on they'd be like, yo, let's go to the club. That's how they would make up.
Yeah. Gucci would be yelling, yo, what? We going to the thing? That was just crazy stuff. The house was crazy, period. The house was...
It sound crazy.
The house was crazy, but it was love. It was like some real brotherly love. Like, for real. It was crazy. Like, we was one big happy family. I really hate how this industry, you know, how a lot of people came in and just ripped stuff apart. Like, nobody ever knew that I was the one that was behind this whole thing. And until I let the serpents in. And that was me turning snakes into puppies. You know what I'm saying? When I knew you was a snake the whole while and you came to me for help and I let you in and you came back out and you let people know that it was me. It was all me. There was nobody else there but me, that there was no team there. I was the team.
So when you say serpents, you mean other people that used to be down with you or the
they
artists?
wasn't down with me. There was people that came in.
Got you.
You know, and they needed help. They was effed up. And they came in.
I remember one time I think you were mad at Coach K.
I don't give a damn if I say that because I let that out already. So.
Right. And why were you mad at Coach K?
Because he crossed me.
How?
He came in for help, and he crossed me, and then he put a rumor on me. You know, I this ain't gossip. I'm gonna say it because I heard it with my own ears. Right. You know, I just can't say to people because they mad at me because I did that because I was not supposed to say anything. But I listened on the phone. They should have not called me on the phone and told me, listen to what he said. Shit. You know, but he told them to say she took the money. You know, and I was wrong. You know, and them people at that label had fun with it too. You know, it was like all the setup stuff. Let's destroy her.
But isn't there certain things certain people should never be able to say about you, especially if they came up with you? Like somebody comes to Gucci and tells them something negative about Deb. Like, he's like,
they should not be able to say anything. You understand what I'm saying? But people could do whatever. You know what? Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, nobody could ever, never tell me that man don't love me. You understand? I'm tattooed on Gucci's heart, right under his heart, my full name. He has me on there. And that boy took care of me. Like, Gucci loved me to death. Like, nobody's gonna tell me anything different. The only person out of all the artists that I've dealt with that I've done wrong, that I will admit that I did wrong, was Juice. He was the only person that I did wrong. I neglected Juice.
Oh, you neglected him.
I neglected him. I neglected him. I neglected Juice. Like, Juice is such a loyal person. He is so loyal. He gave me no trouble. And I ain't pay him no mind because he didn't give me no trouble. Right. That's my knee baby. That's what I called him, my knee baby. He gave me no trouble. You know how the middle child, you get a middle child syndrome? That's how Juice was. He gave me no problems. He gave me no problem. And Gucci stayed in so much trouble that he got all my attention. I mean, everybody, every artist I had was pissed because everything was about Gucci. Everything was about him.
So when Juice was bubbling, you was more so focused on
I had
Gucci.
to. I had no choice. Yeah. You know, Gucci stayed in so much, I had to play cleanup. And I neglected Juice.
And then Flocka came, and he was like, whoa, wait a minute now.
No, Waka was good. Waka could hold his. He can hold his. He doesn't require. He's not needy like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's my mini-me. Really, he's my mini-me. And Waka he could hold his.
Waka's actually very smart. People don't think so.
Yeah, he makes me mad because he do dumb stuff. Like, and that pisses me off. Like, Waka was a sharp-ass kid in school. Like, sharp. He was ahead of his time. But when my son was killed in 2000, and he kind of blamed himself a lot with a lot of that stuff, he kind of, like, not went back to school. You know what I'm saying? He didn't care about anything. Go in Waka's room. It's full of books. He's a reader. He reads like crazy. So he does stupid things. He does what you want him to do. You know, he likes you to just sleep on him.
He really said that in the rap. When my little brother died, I said, F school.
Yeah, he didn't care about nothing. Like, you know, he just didn't care. And he kind of pisses me off with some of the things that he do.
How close are you with his fiance? Now that they're saying he's engaged.
Who?
Waka.
How close? What do you mean how close?
Like, are you happy that he's getting married? Do you like his fiance?
What difference does it make if I like her, if I'm happy with her? It don't make a damn difference. I ain't gonna wake up and go to bed with her.
Well, it's helpful sometimes. No, it's helpful sometimes if your mom really gets along and is happy.
I ain't like if my mama like their daddy. I mean, I got to wake up and go to bed. She ain't waking up and go to bed. It's not for me. It's for him. If he like it, I love it. Okay. As long as he's happy, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
I'm going to support him to the bitter end. Right, wrong, or indifference. It doesn't matter how I feel. As long as he's happy. And he's happy, I'm happy. If she makes him happy, that's it. Just bring me my grandkids. That's it.
Is it hard to balance being a manager and a mother at the same time?
I've been his manager from the day he was born. But you know, the one thing that I like, this is the problem. I'm a very overprotective mother. I'm a very overprotective manager also. My gift is my curse. And I will say that. And I'm starting to come to that, and I'm starting to learn that, okay? Waka's creating his team, and this is something like I was looking for people. At one time, B.O.B.'s manager, Brian, I wanted Brian to manage Waka. I love Brian a lot. We was talking a while back. Of course, everybody else came up with all the other stuff, but it's been a while that I put that out. They're trying to find somebody. But he developed his own stuff. Waka is a grown man now that want to do grown man things, you know? And it was the same thing with Gucci. Like, I do want to kind of say that, too, that that's not a problem with me saying that, because one of the things, Gucci came to me one day, and he's like, Auntie, I wanna do my label. Like, I wanna do something. Like, everybody's always done these things, but I wanna be a man, and I wanna make some decisions. Like, nobody takes me seriously, right? And I said, okay, if you go into rehab and you get yourself together, then we'll create you a company, right? So Icy, which is here, signed up from So Icy, had his own label, and as a present, I give you Waka. Okay? That's something people don't even know. Of course, people sit there and run their mouth about something else.
Right.
But I give you Waka. That's real. Like, that's
love.
Yeah. Did I have to do that?
No, you could have kept Waka with yourself.
Myself.
Yeah.
Right.
But I give you Waka as a present for you doing that. So for them to say you dropped and you go to do that, no, you was on So Icy. But you went to clean yourself up. And I have that coin to this day. When you did that, you're free to go do you. You know, so when people just like, you know, the banchinche, you know how that goes, the mouth, they just run and talk, the gossip and all that. No. And this is your present for what you've done. and now he's a man because he don't want everybody to come to me. Nobody respected him like that. They would be like, okay, we're going to go talk to Auntie. You know, they wouldn't talk to him. So he wanted to be. But that's Waka. Waka's like, I don't want to be a mama's boy. Mom, I want to take care of you. I don't even want you doing this. I want to take care of you. But you can't take care of me. I need your father to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? So for me to just lay back and wait on some man to come take care of me, shit, I mean, I guess that's the end of my days then. I'm not laying back letting nobody take care of me.
So Nicki, did you gift Nicki to YMCMB too? Or?
No. That was a decision. No, that was a decision. Nicki always wanted to go to them. She always wanted to go to them. That was something she wanted to do.
Right. She had been in touch with Lil Wayne before she even was managed by you.
This was something like that Fendi had put together a while before that never came to pass. And I don't want to really go into that because that's going to cause some more drama, and I don't want to drop into that. We ain't going to go through that either. But that was before me, that there was something there already lit there. That was something that was lit. And Nicki was repping them. Like, she would rep them because she really wanted to go there.
Right. She had the Beat Me Up Scotty mixtape where she was, I think Lil Wayne was on that, right? Or he was supposed to be.
Well, the Beat Me Up Scotty was here. That was us.
Okay.
And that was me. She was with me then. She was not with Young Money at that time.
Right, that was before Young Money.
That was before Young Money. And that was even before the speaking of the stuff with them. But she repped them. She fully loved Young Money. She loved Young Money, period. And she stayed faithful and loyal to that from that time.
Now, you still have her signed to you as well?
No.
Is she still signed or no?
No. Nicki, we never did formal paperwork. We never done that.
You regret that? You regret that?
No. Because it could have been done. No, I don't. No matter what people say, I don't. I did a lot of things on a handshake. My word is my bond, and that's real.
But you signed French though, French Montana.
We have an agreement. We don't have a long form, but we got a nice form.
Now let me ask you something.
We got good paperwork.
I was wondering
And
this.
French, he was different because I really didn't want to sign him. I didn't want to even work with him, really.
So what made you work with him? And why didn't you want to sign him?
Because he kept messing with me. I knew he was going to be the way he was. I knew that. I said it. I didn't make that a secret either. But I knew that.
But you knew he was going to jump ship, or you knew he was going...
I knew he was going to be like he is. I knew that. I knew that about him. But it's okay. Some people are just who they are.
How is he, Miss Debra?
He's just not loyal.
Oh.
Yeah, some people are just who they are.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're just who they are. They can't help who they are.
Gotcha.
But I still love him. You know, it's like, you know who people are. It's like, you can't make people be who they're not. And you just accept that and you take it for what it is. Him, I just really protected myself. That was just it. But I did everything I did with everybody. I did it because it's what I wanted to do. I don't regret it. I don't feel stupid. I don't feel anything. No matter what people say, I do what I want to do. If I did something for you tomorrow and you blew up, it is so many people out here outside of the people that y'all know. I touched a lot of people. People don't talk about that. It's a lot of people I've done stuff with. It's a lot of people that call me on the telephone that they don't tell other people. There's a lot of people that shit on me. But I did all these things for you. So if I get up there and start running my mouth and tell stuff about you, then what?
Right. I'll wait for the book. It's going to be a book one day.
Yeah, it's called On a Handshake. I'm dead serious.
On a Handshake.
Mace gave me that name, and I love that.
Mace?
He said, you need to write a book called On a Handshake. And I said that. That's the name of my book, On a Handshake. And I said that I do, and it's probably going to be one of them tell-alls, but it's without all the sexual stuff.
More of a business type of...
I've done a lot of stuff for a lot of people, put a lot of people in seats and everything else, but they won't talk about that. You know, they will not. And I've been through a whole bunch of stuff. You know,
I think you don't realize, maybe you don't, it's a lot of people that root for you, because like we'll see you on TV and you're like, oh, she's a real mother, like she's honest, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people ride for you, but I don't know if you know that or not.
I'm starting to realize, like, I think I buried myself in the negativity. I'm a very sensitive person. Outside of the BS that you see, I am really sensitive. You know, I do care about people. I genuinely love and care about people. I hate when people set rumors on me. I don't like that. I don't like when people make me out to be something that I'm not and you rob me of my identity. I hate that. I can't help it because I'm tall. I can't help it because my voice is raspy. I hate that, especially when I don't get rest. I'm really Kevin Hart. has fun with that. But it's like my voice is really raspy when I'm tired, and I can't help that. I do talk loud. I don't mean it. I'm not yelling at you. I don't really mean that, and I have learned that. And I do want to take vocal lessons because
Why? I think that's I think your voice is distinct.
Because I hate that too. That's how people be knowing. Like,
You
oh,
try
I
to
know you.
Yeah.
And then if I be like wanting to slap the out of you, then I'm wrong. Like she's mean. But
You can never
like,
play a prank
if
on
you-
nobody. Like a phone prank?
I know.
Never.
I know they be knowing, and I don't like that. You know, I don't like when people make me out to be something I'm not, because I love people. Like, just as well as I'll do whatever, you know, I'll flip on your ass too. Like, I got that in me. That is in me.
Now let me ask you something that I did want to know. On Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, did you really want to manage Rashida, or did
Let
you?
me explain something to you. I don't know about the management part because that wasn't really how it is. The crazy thing is, it was really funny about her wanting to see me because the same day, and that was spontaneous that Mona did that to me, honestly.
Right.
And it was crazy because that day we was talking about Rashida. I said, what really happened to the Georgia Peach? Because Rashida is that Georgia Peach, and I was talking about her. Rashida is so pretty to me. I think she's very pretty, and I like Rashida. Like, that's not fake. That's not phony. I really do like her. And at the end of the day, I am going to do some things for her.
Okay.
I do want to do some things with her.
Do you watch the show like that? Do you watch the show a lot? Like, you know what's going on? You follow the storyline?
No, not really.
Okay.
I actually just see me. Sometimes I don't even watch that. Like, somebody will say, oh, Deb, you need to just see, or whatever. So I actually just, like, watched it, but I really do like Rashida.
Okay.
That's
You
real.
said her husband was doing her dirty, though, on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people are saying they have a fake storyline and blah, blah, blah.
Would you ever do a reality show there?
They asked her. You can't tell me they didn't ask you to be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta at all.
I was on there.
I mean, like,
would
as a
not.
character. They never asked you, like...
I'm not a reality star. I mean, I'm on stuff. I'm here now with, you know, Jim and Chrissy. So it's like, I'm asked to do stuff. I even did a pilot for some stuff, but I'm not a reality, like, that ain't me. I'm not an open book like that. And then I can't let people really see me in real life.
That's not real life, trust me.
No.
Was this a hologram?
No, let me explain something to
Yeah.
you. Let me explain something to you.
Those shows are not-
I'm not scripted. Like, I'm not scripted. When I walk into stuff, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but you know what?
Cannot listen to me. Listen to me.
But
And
listen,
this you
you-
can take to the bank. You cannot tell me what to say. You cannot tell me what to say.
I can't
I
imagine that
will tell
either.
you 100 things. 100 things about me. One thing for sure. You could take this to any bank. This check is good anywhere. I'm not fake and I'm not phony. I'm 100 at all times.
That's the perfect way we close it.
You cannot script me at all.
Oh my goodness.
Round of applause for Miss Debra.
Yes, ladies and
Wealth of
gentlemen.
knowledge.
Debra, we appreciate you. Debra Antney, we appreciate you stopping through.
You
I
come here
appreciate you saying
anytime,
my
please.
name. I appreciate that.
Send our love to Bimmy and Waka and the whole family.
I appreciate you guys for having
Thank you. It's the
Thank
Breakfast
you,
Club,
Miss Deb
DJ
Antney.
Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God, Miss Debra Antney.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your
Weekday
ear.
morning, 6 to 10. Power 1051.
Good morning, everybody. It's the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God, and we have a special guest in the building,
Yes,
That's right.
I call her Sugar Night.
Sugar Night,
Deb Antney.
Deb Antney. Good morning, Mama.
Good morning.
How is everything?
Great. I knew you was gonna start too.
Queen's own. Deb Antney, of course, is Waka Flockas' mom. She's been known to manage everybody from French Montana, Nicki Minaj, Gucci Mane, and a host of others. We first heard from you from Gucci Mane. So how did you get your start in the industry?
I don't think my start came from Gucci Mane.
What is start?
I mean, I've been in the industry for a while. I think that the start came from you guys hearing because it started from all the drama. So I'm really a behind the scenes person. So my days probably started maybe even before you might have been born.
Probably was.
Okay, so it goes back to Run DMC in them days. So I've been in here for quite a while, and it started out with charity.
And you and your brother, you know, I know your brother, and he's also in the music industry as well. And I think that's how I first knew who you were, because he was an A&R at Def Jam at the time, right?
Talking about
James?
Bimmy, right?
Bimmy, yeah, Bimmy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about how you started doing management and made that transition.
Management are started in their own ways, have their own issues. You know,
I don't think it was that one isolated incident.
It's
that
not
made-
just that. It is several things, but also when you place substances in your body, ain't no telling how you might act.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So call it what it may be. There's a whole bunch of people that walk around like that. And he's a beautiful person. Like, honestly, he really is. Like, I got a lot of love for him. You know, I know him a different way from what the world know him by. I know Ray J Davis. I know him. Not who you know and who you see, but I know that other person.
How hard is it for you when him and Waka are going back and forth and you see the problems they're having on Twitter and personally? Do you step in and say, okay, you know what, as somebody that knows both of you, my son, and somebody that I've been very involved with his career from the beginning, how do I resolve the situation, or do you let them hash it out?
I spoke to him, and I speak to Waka. I think that, you know, for me, and just like I said to him, it drew the line for me when it went to Twitter. You know, like, in the house when they argue, when they go through stuff like that, that's there.
Right.
You know, that's in the house. But when it went to Twitter, it crossed lines. It's like, it's cool, like when all you guys, you know, and I'm not personalizing you and pointing fingers. Doing March 4th, 1981, the first day I gave birth to my first son. So that's management 101 right there.
Right.
So that started then.
And then you decided to leave Queens and you moved to Atlanta. Why did you move to Atlanta?
To get away. Actually, I left after the death of my son's father. I just kind of got sick of New York, and I wanted to give my sons the opportunity somewhere different.
So you moved to Atlanta.
Yeah, we just moved on. Yeah.
So you moved to Atlanta for a fresh start. And then how did you meet Gucci?
I met Gucci. Someone came to me. Actually, I met Gucci. I was really supposed to be doing community service with Gucci. And when I went to Georgia, I didn't want to do nothing with the music industry.
Because you were a social worker.
Yeah, I didn't want to do anything with music once I left from New York. I said I was done with it. You know, I couldn't handle so much drama with music industry, you know? So when someone came to me to ask for some help with him, it was only supposed to be for community service to help him with that case, you know, the murder case.
Right.
And remember I was telling Chris, you know, I was going to help him. But when I went in and seen what was going on with him, he had asked me to come in and fully help him and get him out. But the people are responsible for a lot of that. Call me bipolar too, if that's the case, you know? But people are responsible for a lot of that stuff. So if you portray people in this manner, then they're going to come out with that. You understand? Like, everybody got issues. And I think that people need to look at the situation at hand of what happened. And he went through a lot of changes behind that. That wasn't really nice what he did. And behind closed doors, he went through a lot of issues behind taking somebody's life.
Right.
But because people glorified that, and of course, quote unquote, if we take somebody's life, you become the man. You're it. Whoever it is, whatever you do, unfortunately, society glorifies drama. And it makes you bigger than whatever you are, and you just glorify that kind of stuff. And the media makes such a big issue out of this stuff. It puts stigmas on you. You know, it bothers you. So it has you doing all kind of things, like way out stuff. I was the same way, snapping at everybody. I don't take nobody's stuff anyway. You ain't gonna say whatever you want to say to me regardless, okay? But it'll have you snapping a little bit more anyway. It'll put you in a defensive mode, period. And you'd want to call somebody crazy. Well, I'm gonna call you crazy because you'll say whatever you want to say too, but what does that make you? You understand what I'm saying? So I think everybody in the situation that he was in, and I had to like think about it, and he kept begging me, kept calling me every morning, help me.
Gucci.
Yes. And there was people like, yo, if you deal with him, we not messing with you no more. Like, that's it. We not gonna touch it. And then my niece said, Aunt Debbie, do it. Like, don't let people tell you don't do it. Help him. And then I asked him, I said, is this what you really want to do? And he just kept saying, yeah. I said, well, the only way I'm gonna help you, I gotta bring you back home. I said, because I ain't gonna be able to do nothing for you here in Georgia. Okay? Ain't nobody gonna touch you here. We gotta go home. And I brought him back here.
You brought Gucci to New York?
New York is who really broke him.
Okay.
Let the truth be known. It was New York.
So you brought Gucci to New York?
Brought him here, talked to Teddy, and sat down with Jimmy Hinchman, and the rest was history.
So now you got Gucci popping out. The first thing, you know, Gucci kind of bipolar. Would you say that?
No. She knows him. We don't know him. He's a person. I don't think moody and bipolar are the same thing.
Okay.
I don't find Gucci bipolar. I find him just scary in general.
Why you find him scary?
Because he just seemed like the type of person that you should not play with. You ever been on a safari and you're riding in a Jeep and they tell you keep your hands and feet inside the Jeep so the lions don't bite you?
I think that you guys have a lot to be responsible, not you personally,